say that again.
Round that.
All good. Take straight work from the deli, but with what? With no
Because
grips.
there's not a lot of upper body grips. Like in the gi, I can kind of use manipulation of like his collar, his sleeve, and try to even lapels and all kinds of different variations to gain control of his upper body. The reason guys in no gi don't use it per se is because you don't really have that same type of liberty to get those grips, you know.
Right.
But the reason that like guys like Lachlan Giles, even if you watch like females like Margot Ciccarelli, they do real well in no gi with the deli hiva by inserting this small hook behind the knee,
With their head.
keeping their toes curled. Yeah, exactly. One hand behind the knee, and then I'm using a hook, what I call a boot, kind of hooking onto the opposite hip. You can hook onto the shoulder, either way though. But then we can use all of my 4 limbs to go against his 1 limb. And if I bend his knee, I can bring his upper body down towards me again, just like in the gi, essentially, you know? And then usually when you off-balance people in jiu-jitsu, what do? They do the opposite thing, right? So if I bring him down towards me, he's going to want to try and step away to the opposite side. And then that creates the possibility for stuff like the crab right here. So the knee grip, I'm gonna now take a far hip grip, and the same side that I have the hip grip, I'm gonna put my foot on the floor. I'm gonna block his left ankle and cover his quad with my foot. The reason I don't stick my foot up high like this is because then I'm susceptible to like knee bars and stuff. So I want to keep just the front of his quad just to prevent him from turning into me while I try and make this rotation. Now I'm just gonna take my foot that's planted on the floor, scoop behind him, and slide my hook in. My ankle grip, gonna come to another hip grip, and grab right. So a lot of it just comes from this, and then getting this boot too gives you that extra leverage over the upper body as well. So I can bring him down. He can step back. I can go, boom, grab the hips, slide, 2 behind the 2 shins, behind his knees, 2 hip grips, counterbalance myself. I'll try to keep your chest to chest connection.
In your deli hiva, you have 2 legs and you have this arm. Everything is pulling to you to knock him off balance at the same time.
All 4, yeah.
Okay.
And even like the ankle grip, you can use it to like turn. You can use it to try and get under his heel and bring his heel forward. It's just kind of a preference to you that way, you know. But I can show one more. From here, I got these 4 grips on essentially 1 limb. Bringing it forward. He's gonna want to stand up. And then this applies to the gi the same way, essentially. You know? But you can partner up to do that.
Sweet. Yep.
Ready? 1, 2.
Let's do it.
Go easy.
I'll go ahead and change one. You want to go with?
You okay? You're hurting already?
Joe Rogan said it's good to get sun.
Oh, I'm fine with it.
There you go.
I can't blame it on anybody.
Oh, regular deli.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We do that first. Would you all 3 did you show?
yeah, like this.
Come on, this second sounds nice.
Does it?
Yeah.
Put my foot on the side of this. Like, yeah.
Use this on the
I
back.
can use all 4.
Can you feel me here?
This knee grip like that. Pull into you.
Oh.
This one.
Go ahead. Oh.
And then even before you slide, you can grab that far angle.
Just the whole
so
bit.
you can turn to
Oh,
the
this is good.
Really interesting.
Okay, go here. Here. And then boot. Yeah. And then I pull forward.
Sorry.
From here, Kelana, I go this hand up on the hip.
Yeah, exactly.
This hand hit.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. And then
reach up behind like that. And then
it's
I was just blocking the front of his quad.
oh yeah, quad. Okay.
And that hand comes to the ankle.
And I kind of use this like you shrimp.
Yeah. Put your foot on the ground, slide behind. Yeah. Do hip grips. Counterbalance yourself too when you kick him out, sit up at the same time. It's like his weight will pull you up forward.
Here, shoot your
Hip first.
My wrist still a little bit.
so that you can scoot yourself.
Yeah.
And I'll
Nice.
nice, Steve. That's the thing. It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
I've never done this grip until yesterday when they showed it to us. Yeah.
Yeah.
This one grabs my ankle.
Here did I go?
Boom. And then block.
Block.
Same side?
Let me do this in seconds. I messed up.
Some of these little guys
Oh.
Yeah.
this one's gonna grab my
That right?
And you can be more on your hip too, so it's not so uncomfortable for you. Like that to be like right by the city.
Where's your ankle? How much do you
So,
Are you?
I like to be like
About 45.
yeah, I'm like on my hip on this side. Yeah, I'm like on my hip, and then my body alignment gives me more ability to bring it forward.
Oh, sorry.
Look up, right? Check the back.
Oh, for me.
I'm like, to be more on my hip, because then it makes my balahibo toes more curled and much more tight.
Yeah, I can feel it.
Try to pull this leg out.
Yeah, I'm pulling you.
Like a lot of times people, if your toes ain't curled like that, now try to lift your leg.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah. But if I'm like here at an angle, I'm there.
Yeah, guarantee I'm pulling you with me, right?
Such a good detail right there.
Just you turn on your side, like a lasso kind of, right?
Yeah,
Exactly.
You like being on your hip like that. And then even like when you cover his foot with your hand, you can put like your forearm against the ridge of the foot and cup the ankle like that. Or the knees like that. And then now try to lift your leg.
How are you turning the ankle, Killam? You're talking about turning the ankle?
That's just preference wise. Like some guys, like when they start to bring them down, they get off balance and turn the ankle like that. But then that would be like a different rotation. Because then I'm propelling his body on the more into like further direction that way. So I'll be like sort of more of a matrix style casting rather than like a crab.
Okay. Yeah, you're forcing him more like to the side instead of front. Okay.
Like with the crab ride, you would be more able to just get straight behind him, you know. The matrix is what where if I push him away, then I can slide myself behind him. It look real similar, but it's slightly different. Depending on where they pull.
Yeah, this one's up here and pull me in. Yep.
Post on his hip with his hand, just like straight with his leg up high. Yeah, like that. And I'll bring him down towards that.
It's there.
Yeah, as he stands up, he's gonna kind of get his back step position. Grab that, go out there.
Block this. And now shoot behind.
This one you can grab his hip. I'll kick off the ground. Boom. Grab your hips.
It's a lot for me.
Just takes reps.
Yeah.
And then it'll feel like one motion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or one of those times when you find yourself like right at the ending stage, like, oh, I know what to do now.
I find that the De La Riva is good for like distance. No need. If the guys stand up. For me, it's like a good intermediate. Like, I want to get to this, but I got control for a quick second with the De La Riva. Like for me, my game.
So good, like safety and attack and guard. Like, more so in the gi though people use it, but like in the gi, I mean in no gi more dominantly people play either like otter fives or like leg entanglements or play like closed guard a lot of the time, you know. But it's because they feel like they can't control with the belly, but you know, and even at that, like I'd say it's more of like an intertwining piece than something that you want to just pull constantly.
Right, that's how I
rely heavily upon.
Transitional.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Yes.
Like, think of it like even like K-guard. If you're familiar with K-guard, it's kind of like a piece you just insert in order to keep your guard layered together.
Yeah.
That's one thing you'll learn. Like you need to have layers to your guard. You know, like you can't just have one piece and then they break that guard, and that's the end of your guard. You know. But another reaction is if they, commonly at least, most people, they try to counter the De La Riva by stepping over the leg and going into what's called headquarters. And then if I let him get here and pinch his knees together, then I'm going to have to deal with his passing, you know? So in the moment where you feel them about to start to fight your leg like this and step over, I'm going to start to kick him out towards the leg that he's posting on. Then, of course, as he wants to come back up, I'm going to take a scoop grip with my right arm and place my same right leg behind his far leg. Put my foot on the knee, just managing the distance, not actually applying pressure with this foot. The only foot that's applying pressure is this one that's the shin behind his knee. And I can chop him down and go into like a essentially a technical stand-up from here. I can push him away. I can come up on a hand. Try to turn into me. I can just manage the distance here pretty well, you know, and sit here as long as I like. I can go into wrestle up, but I just technical stand. I can take two hands, bring his knee to the floor, and start to come up and kick the back. Again. Tries to step over to headquarters, I'm going to kick out towards the direction that he's stepping. So as he steps, make him post, he comes back up, scoop, switch my feet to the far leg. I can keep this ankle grip and just break him down from here. Or I can come to manage the distance and post my hand on the mat. Just keep this here. And just come up. It seems really complicated. This one is more of a timing one. So you gotta really be aware of when they're stepping over. Once you feel their hand come onto your legs to push it down, that's where you should already make that decision. They're gonna step over in that direction. So I'm going here. Yeah, you can try that. Ready, 1, 2.
This is still all the same then.
Yeah,
Except for
same.
this foot is going to the other leg.
Exactly. Different reaction. That's right.
Seems complicated, but I think you'll get it. Just got this person.
Pushing this, push this down first. Down first. So I first pull you in.
Push me over.
What's your thought process for kicking with the shin and not the foot? You want this leg to be able to come up? Is that why you're going up?
Essentially, and I mean, I'm not trying to blow his knee out. You know? Like, of course,
Big
just
dog.
trying to manage the distance.
Just stop you.
And like, if he tries to turn into you, put your foot on the ground. Try to turn into his mouth.
When I
So if you have that, try to put your foot on his knee, now try to turn into him.
Yeah.
Just that small wedge can make a big difference.
nice. You don't have to use a lot of.
Yeah, you can just stay there. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
Like, a lot of the stuff, like, when you It's just like wedging it on the concept, you know, like carry over
You see it again?
Like, when you get into submissions, you're setting up with wedges. When you transfer, you're setting up with wedges.
But
When you execute,
yeah, so those here.
you're setting up with wedges. You know, so it's like,
Yeah.
Just being more
just
powerful.
one, yeah, exactly. Just one thing to think about is wedging. Where am I wedging? Where is wedging? Yeah, exactly.
So here I go full hook.
So now he regains his
Try
balance.
to rotate all the way onto your hip.
Smidge.
This way.
This side.
Oh, this way. No.
Yeah. So you see how I'm being imposed a little?
Yeah,
Just exaggerate that just a little bit. Make it post heavier. Now you're gonna feel him come back up,
Okay.
and now you switch your leg to this bar, right? No, that's inside, and this hand comes under. He's gonna be hooking
Like
his
this.
hip underneath.
Like this.
Scoop.
Oh, scoop, yeah.
But try to grab the top of his leg. Yeah.
Okay.
And then now this goes like that foot in front, and then the shin just goes all the way down. This one here. Yeah, there you go. And then technical stand. Yeah, there you go.
Matt, walk. Yeah, go for it, Keith. Let him use you.
Yeah. Can you help us?
Yeah, so that you can hold him with this too. But now he's going to push this down, step over, and this one just comes under. Yeah, and just pushes him off this way to off balance. Now he brings his balance back.
Then you can
Yeah,
want to
push
come
him
back
with
up
this.
this way. And then as he comes up, this hand goes under.
And this is this like going here?
Really grab the top of his knee slightly.
Is this
Yeah.
what is that what he's speaking?
That knee goes behind, I mean the shin goes behind.
that a lot.
And this foot just goes on the side.
And then
would catch it, but I'm still trying to catch it.
power that hands up.
It seems, yeah.
The Rocky.
But just like when you come up like that,
You know, like,
be aware
it's
you don't
not
want
flat,
to go
right?
down.
Oh,
So when you
All you gotta do is
touch it,
curl your
Come
hand.
up high.
And it still have a tendency to drop flat, but it should be curled out. Straight and dropping hard, right?
You gotta unhook with palm. And then put this foot on his knee. Well,
Just manage the distance like that.
so go back, just sit down right there. Come back.
So scoop like even higher. Like, control the top of his knee.
Yeah, there you go.
This hand. Oh. Yeah.
This, yeah, exactly.
Good.
Making pulls. Scooping, kicking behind his knee, putting my foot on top. I just block it. I'm not really kicking with this foot. It's just guiding, like helping me extend.
Yeah.
Especially without being able to grab one.
Right.
Just like one way, coming back
Pull
out.
myself up and
It's kind of weird at first, but then once you get it,
Yeah.
it's so fluid because it works.
Trust me, I was a little bit down.
It's sorry, it takes, I think, a hard work.
I'm a little down for a second, not gonna lie.
This is weird, this one just on the hip.
Yeah.
so
Yeah, you like to be more on your hip
Yeah.
too, that bang like that.
Or
and
no,
grabbing
kill
his knee. Because then the way that it's working is if you grab his knee like that, then you can bring all your legs to your chest. So if you get back, and then you can start drop balance like that.
And I go,
With this thing too, you can
I go down. This one goes here.
Really trying to keep it here.
You have to go to tie him off.
The momentum to like really get your arms right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, maybe that inside.
Yeah. Like Della Hiva and the key go without the
Yeah,
key.
you gotta grab the jacket, yeah. Makes it go more on the side.
Yeah, exactly.
So that this
Yeah.
can go deeper.
And then this hand behind the knee is up so
This
high.
one, yeah, just grab it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just bring him to your chest. Yeah, you see. But then his reaction will be trying to go to headquarters. So then he's gonna like step to headquarters, he's gonna fight your his knee, and then you're kicking him out. Boom. So when he comes up, scoop that leg, move, and stick this shin.
Just the shit in there.
Yeah.
Oh, it's this one.
Yeah. And then you can go that ankle grip and come up. Yeah, exactly.
Come on, that's why you're saying your hip You want to be on this other hip before that scoop grip, right?
Yeah, exactly. So like, I'm starting on one hip, you rotate to the far hip, and you rotate it back to the same hip. It's basically this motion. It's like, boom, I come all the way back to this side, then I come all the way back to this side. You don't want to really have to put that in there. That's why I'm saying any situation.
So now you use this shit in this way, and then when he comes back, he regains his balance. When you underhook his leg, use this shit. Use this
Just
shit.
like how you just did this one, like that, and then fire out this way. Carry the top of his knee from the beginning so that you control the top and the bottom of his leg. As soon as you feel me stepping and grabbing your ankle like that, that's when you need to cue where I'm going. So that you can hold out with your stick like this. Boom. I'm gonna want to plant. And then of course I'm not gonna stay here. I'm gonna come back up. When I come back up, you rotate it, yep, and then boom. Just push this like all the way out to this hip. Yeah, and then just keep the foot before you come up. So keep the foot there. Just because if your foot is on the ground like this, then I can start to come into you. If you got the knee block, then I cannot really come into it like that.
Okay, he can use more force to push him away with that.
Yeah, exactly. Just managing distance with this.
Like technical stand up.
Yeah, exactly. And then you can take two overhooks on the knee like that. Tie your hands together. And then bring my knee to the ground. Yeah, exactly.
When you're doing isn't there your foot is here first? It rotates. I don't know, I remember where it's which way is it better? Yeah, isn't there like one way so one is better?
Yeah, I think
Head
For the regular dealing, you want to use this side.
Okay.
because you want to use this.
Yeah.
yeah.
Do you remember
And then you see like I'm all the way on my
some people are
left
first.
hip again now.
Oh.
No, but you want you extend their leg out.
Okay.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah,
right,
yeah.
right.
Yeah,
Remember
exactly.
that one. What is the one?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're coming over here, you're pretty much rolling back over.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, from here, when he steps over, I'm gonna go all the way that way, extending my leg too, to make his knee bend. And then when he comes back this way, I can scoop easy. You see? And now I'm on my left hip instead. I can push him way out there, make myself comfortable. Just managing distance with that one foot on the knee is kind of more ideal, just because if not, they'll turn into you, and then it just creates more of a scramble.
Questions for Kilano? All G?
Yeah, like keep your shin behind their knee, though. Even once you post, don't ever drop your foot on the ground. Now come back, drop that leg behind the opposite side. Go all the way to your left hip. Boom. And scoop it, yeah. And put that foot on the knee. Yeah, exactly. Makes it so simple.
Be confused.
Just keep repping that body, yeah. It's confusing, but then it's just a timing one. So the window can only be there for a second. If he tries to sit there for a moment, then I can just go to headquarters for real, and then I can just be stuck, you know? Like if he doesn't catch it immediately, now,
Yeah.
now this is way harder to deal with. Like if you try to extend my leg out, he's not going too far, you know? You gotta catch him in that motion of stepping over. Like when I step, you know, I feel this hand pushing down, I'm stepping. Making my leg bend out here. Even if they don't fall all the way, they're still like this and they're gonna wanna settle their base. That's when you can come back. So, like that. The whole thing in jiu-jitsu is like if you off-balance somebody, they can't attack you. You know, and what if you off-balance somebody, what they're gonna do? Try to balance themselves again. That's when they can take advantage of that moment, huh?
Cool stuff. We'll do some guard drills again today. Okay, just a couple rounds to warm up. only go 100%, and then we'll get into some 5-minute rounds. Cool. So partner up, same game. So post guard is just sweep her back. Yeah, don't go for the sub. Sweep her back, and then top guys is trying to pass. No switch.
Start close guard, start open guard.
Start close guard. Yeah. Yeah. Partner up. Yeah, and only go 100% the first couple rounds.
Right. Funny when I got everyone said he's all like 40%. Crazy, I'm not that good at math. Okay.
We'll go to the buzzer goes. Yeah, nice. Nice. Switch bottom to the top.